Hey, Manny. How you doing? I've actually never used this feature before, so I've got no idea how it works. So let's see how this goes. Manny, if you can hear me okay, can you give me like a thumbs up or something? Hey, Chris. What's going on? I'll give this a couple of minutes. Good evening. Manny, am I coming through okay? Hey, mate. So I guess I was going to jump on here to give people a hand. I'm getting literally between 5, 15, 20, sometimes more, 30 DMs a day asking, thanks Manny, asking for help with barbecue stuff. So I figured rather than ruining the next 7 days of my evenings answering barbecue help desk questions, I would just set up half an hour a day to jump on, see if anyone needed any help with anything. This video might go for 30 seconds, might go for 3 minutes or 30, I have no idea. But at the end of the day, if people need help, whether it's which barbecue to use, how to cook a brisket. Hey, James, how you doing? There's so many people doing cooks coming up to Christmas, so I figured I'd jump on and just give people some info and treat this like a bit of a barbecue help desk if people need a hand. So if you've got any questions, how to cook something or how to do something, more than happy to help. You've got a Weber Q. Where do you start? So I'm assuming you've used it before. The first thing I would start doing is cleaning it out. So that's something I used to neglect. I've got two Webers. I've got a Weber Family Q, Weber Q2000, and I've got three. I've got a Weber Baby Q as well. So first thing is spend some time cleaning it out. So I would go to the paint just to cook sausages at this stage. I want to cook more. Okay, cool. So assuming you've never actually cleaned out the Weber, I would go straight to Bunnings to the paint aisle and I would get a little plastic scraper. They're about 70 or 80 cents and give the inside of the Weber a good scrape out because the last thing you want is a fat fire if you don't clean it out properly. So the Weber has basically two modes. So you can either cook sausages direct, the way that you do it now, or you've got an indirect mode as well. So what that means is Weber sells a trivet, which is a little sort of like a steel rack. And basically you put that down with some foil underneath with some holes. And then you run the Weber in indirect mode. So what that means, you can put like a leg of lamb on there and turn it into like a roasting oven because that rack essentially acts like a deflector. So if you go on YouTube or even if you check on my profile, I can link you, James, to some other stuff before that I've cooked of how to turn the Weber into indirect mode, roasting mode. So that's something you can do, and you can put a chicken on there. You can put whatever you want. Just make sure you put some holes in the foil just so that the fat's got something to drip out to. And because you've already cleaned the barbecue, you've got no risk of a fat fire because I've had a few fat fires in Webers before because I've forgotten to clean them out, which hasn't been great. So that's what I would sort of do. And then in terms if you want to do sausages, the best way with the Weber is turn it on sort of a medium heat and with the lid down and just keep turning them occasionally. Don't run it too hot because the Weber cooks some of the best sausages because it cooks it really evenly and really slow, so it works out really well. Hopefully I've answered your question, James. If you want me to give you more info, just shout out in the chat, but hope that helps you out with that one. Hey, Mo, how you doing? My mate Mo from MTS Painting. If any of you guys need a painter in Melbourne, Mo is your guy. Good to see you, mate. Who else have we got here? Manny, black screen now, all good. It's all good. I've got my CrossFit coach, Chris, on here as well. We did a big cook-up yesterday for the guys at the gym. That was really good. So I did about 8.5 kilos of pulled beef chuck. That was pretty cool. And that was pretty easy. So essentially I smoked it in my Trimal pellet grill for about 8 hours at about 110, 120 Celsius. Gave it a good bit of smoke and then wrapped it with some Coca-Cola and beef stock and some other secret ingredients and just cooked it down for another sort of 10, 12 hours. So after about 18 hours, it fell apart and was really good. And we fed about 20, 25 people. So it was really good. What about a barbecue? So I'm just reading the questions here. Is it safe to cook in the nude? Okay, so that's a great question, Manny. Thank you. It depends. So like if you have a really nice secluded barbecue backyard like you have, Manny, at Manny's Cafe, it's definitely safe to cook in the nude. Out here, I'm in the country, so I'm on 2.5 acres. It's pretty safe to cook in the nude here, unless my neighbor Rob is watching, in which case I probably wouldn't feel comfortable. But no, that's not safe to cook in the nude. But thanks for asking, Manny. I appreciate your contribution to my Christmas barbecue life. All right, James asking, what about a charcoal barbecue? I've been looking at a little Weber one. So, James, I'm assuming you're talking about the Weber Go Anywhere. I actually have one of those as well. They work really well. They're really good for camping or little cooks. That's a great place to start. So Weber have 2 charcoal barbecues that I have. They've got a big Weber, the round dome one. You can get those cheap on Facebook Marketplace if you want to get a secondhand one and just have a play. Or you have the really little one, which is the Go Anywhere. That's a really good place to start. The only tricky bit is that if you're cooking for like 3-4 people, sometimes it gets a bit tricky to have enough space on that little Go Anywhere to cook. But if you're just doing some quick sausages or something, that's really easy. The trick with the Go Anywhere is not to use too much charcoal. If you use too much charcoal, it's just going to burn the crap out of everything. If you DM me later, I will look up the vendor that I've used before. I actually don't have the Go Anywhere here at the moment, but I will send you a link to an aftermarket supplier that sells some L-shaped brackets that you can put into the Go Anywhere. And what it helps you do is push the charcoal to one side, so it turns it into like a roasting oven, and it works really well. James, if that answers that, let me know. If you want more specific, just let me know, mate. Steak Lad, my buddy Steak Lad is just joined. How you doing, buddy? Steak Lad does some awesome barbecue content and also has some really good beef tallow, which I highly recommend because everyone that's using it raves about it. So shout out to Steak Lad. Chris, my CrossFit coach, is saying, gave my dad a bunch of the meat. He said it was the best meat. Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah, that was some good beef chuck. I sat around yesterday eating 8.5 kilos with my CrossFit gym. It was pretty funny. So that was pretty good. Check out Tech on Sydney Road. They have different sizes. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. I just want to make sure I haven't missed any questions. James, if you've got more specific questions, give me a shout out. More than happy to help. What I might even do, if you guys want, I might just spin the camera around for a second and I will show you some of my barbecues and kind of explain what the different ones I've got are and how they work. So this here is the Trimal. This is a pellet grill. It's ridiculously overbuilt. So this kind of is an all-in-one barbecue, and I actually helped design some of this. So this does everything from pellet indirect smoking, does pellet grilling. You can put a steaks on here and direct grill. Works really well. It's also got a charcoal drop-in setup. I haven't got it with me now to storage, but you can basically run that. And you can also run, I don't even know how I can do this, share a photo with your viewers. Let me see if I can do this. I actually ran this today. Yeah, that was really good. So we did a rotisserie chicken. That was delicious, and that was done on this. Now the fun part of seeing if I can figure out how to stop sharing. Okay, there we go. So this is really good. So it's got like a little bracket here. You take the bracket off. You put your rotisserie in there. So I had a chicken running today. That was awesome. And it's all stainless steel and overbuilt and really, really good. And it's got sort of... it's a very, very smart barbecue. So it's got so much programming built into it. Temperature control. You can set it up with the app to do stuff. Pretty smart. I've got a couple of Z grills as well. This is similar, but these are more smokers rather than direct grills. So I've got 2 of the Z grills smokers. James, you're asking about charcoal barbecues. So this is an all-in-one Primo Kamado. So this is an American-made barbecue. It's a ceramic dome. I haven't used this for a while, actually, because I've been pretty lazy. This needs a little bit more TLC in terms of how to run and monitoring temperatures and stuff. I'm a little bit lazier these days, so I tend not to use this because I like to sleep overnight. So I use my electric pellet fed barbecues instead. And then I've got my trusty Webbers, so my family Q, which is the bigger one, my Q2000, which hasn't been cleaned in about 2 years because I haven't used it, and then a bunch of other barbecues I've got in storage. So that's some of the barbecues that I've got out at the moment. If no one else has any questions, happy to hang around. Hey guys, sorry, just saying hello to people as they join. But yeah, if no one else has any barbecue-ish help desk questions, I'll jump off so I don't spend all night out here talking into the ether. But yeah, like I said before, hey, the guys from Long Tongs are here. Oh, I got a set of, I got to give a shout out too. You need to do a live as you cook. Yeah, man, I will definitely do that. It's just a bit difficult to coordinate a live cook while it's going, because the live times aren't necessarily when my family eat, which is a bit earlier in the day. So I'm just trying to squeeze this in the evenings when all the kids are gone to bed. I was going to give a shout out to the guys at Long Tongs. I got sent a gift from one of my barbecue buddies, Theo, recently, who sent me a couple of Long Tongs. I kid you not, these tongs are longer than my barbecue. They are like this big. They're huge, and they're really well built. So if anyone's looking for a last minute Christmas gift, I would highly recommend a set of Long Tongs, really good around the campfire. So just a suggestion there. If no one else has any other questions on what to cook or how to cook, does anyone have anything that they're going to be cooking that they want questions on, answers on? No. All right, cool. I might leave it there. Thanks for joining, everyone. I don't know how many people I've helped today. I was hoping to save someone's Christmas brisket. I actually might even just give a quick heads up on how to do a brisket, so that way I don't get, if anyone sort of messages me at midnight asking for help on Christmas Eve, I can refer them back to this video. So I might just do that for a couple of minutes while I'm going, and then I'll jump off. So when I do a brisket, you need to make sure you get the right type of brisket. The amount of times where I've had people sending me photos of a brisket that they've bought, which is completely the wrong type of brisket. They go to like their Vietnamese butcher and they buy a rolled brisket, or they, you know, one of these suppliers who does home delivery meats sends them a little brisket that looks like the size of my daughter's sandal. And then they're like, you know, I'm going to feed 6 people with this. I'm like, that's really not going to happen. You need to go to a big supplier and get a big, thick, juicy brisket. My supplier of choice is a place called Kelly's out in Turadin. And I would get myself like a Sherwagyu or something Angus or something with a bit of marbling in it. So trim it up. I would just go to YouTube and just check out how to trim a brisket and just look at one of the videos from Aaron Franklin or something like that. Trim it up. I keep it pretty simple. Salt and pepper. And then what you want to do for about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 hours, you want to run that in your smoker indirect. So I run in my pellet grill at about 115 degrees Celsius or 110, something like that, something low and slow, just till your bark starts to set and you get a nice color on the brisket. And then what I'll typically do is when I'm actually cooking the brisket, I'll actually have it on a tray. I've got some posts of this if anyone wants to check back in my old posts in history, but I run it on a tray with a rack. So that way, as the brisket cooks, all the fat juices, instead of them going into the barbecue and getting thrown away, they actually go into a tray. And then I save those brisket juices, the tallow that renders out. And then basically I put that into the brisket. So the next phase after it's been smoked is wrapping. So you get some peach paper, wrap it up, put in some of the tallow with the brisket. And then I would move it from my smoker to my oven, because then I can control the temperature and it's just a bit easier and I don't waste fuel by burning pellets that I don't need to be paying for. Because at the end of the day, if the brisket is wrapped, it's just heat. So you don't actually need smoke. So an oven can do that for free. So I'll run that, and I'll run that same temperature, 120, 130 degrees for another 6, 7, 8 hours until it's probe tender. And the way that I'll wrap it is, like I said, in peach paper. You can get some of that from Bunnings. There's another supplier. There's a barbecue supplier, Aussie Barbecue Smoke. Terry is a mate of mine. And he's on the other side of town in Melbourne, but he's got really good peach paper. If you want to get some, I would get some from him. And he sells it in big ass rolls. They come from America. It's imported. And the reason we use peach paper for wrapping a brisket or your meat is you want to try and preserve that bark that you've built. So if you just wrap it in foil, everything goes soggy, whereas the peach paper breathes a little bit. So wrap it in peach paper. But what I'll do is I'll make a foil boat, and that way that foil boat will catch any fat drippings. And again, those go back into the food so that you're saving all of that juicy fat. So, and then obviously slicing. So then take it out, rest it for maybe half an hour on the bench, wrapped up, and then pull it apart and then start slicing it against the grain. Plenty of YouTube videos on that, but if anyone asks me how to do a brisket, that is pretty much my method. I usually do those at Christmas every year. I'm being lazy this year, so I've just gone to Coles and bought 4 lamb legs, and I'm going to be pulling those apart low and slow, so that'll be fun. Brady, hello. I'm just about to jump off. If anyone... Hey, Brett, nice to hear from you, mate. Good to see you, buddy. If anyone has any questions on cooks that you're doing for Christmas, or about what barbecue to buy, a loved one, or something like that, more than happy to help. I was literally planning on being here for either 2 minutes or 20 or 30 just to help people out. So if anyone wants to jump out and ask anything, hey, mate. Ollie, how you doing, buddy? Ollie definitely does not need any... Ollie's Q does not need any help with his barbecue. Go and give him a... how do you go viral? You know, the way you go viral is you ask this guy named Steak Lad, and then you cook these videos where you put like $1,000 brisket in $2,000 worth of honey, and you leave it in your slow fridge for a week, and then you shoot with about $15,000 of cameras that I don't have access to from different angles, and then you spend about 17 hours editing the video, obsessing over hooks and how to make it look amazing, and then you upload it to Instagram at exactly the right time, and YouTube at exactly the right time. And if the stars align, and if the glorious Steak Lad in heaven blesses your post, then it might go viral. It might taste like shit, but the post might go viral. And then that is how you do it. And if you want to know, follow the Steak Lad for more. So, sorry, man, I'm being cheeky as fuck, but it's Christmas. And I appreciate the interaction. So, go give Steak Lad a follow. He's got some good videos. And my mate Ollie's Q also has some awesome video content as well. I love referring people to my fellow barbecue community because it means that it's less help desk questions for me. Yeah, love it too, mate. So as I was saying, Steak Lad, I just wanted to jump on and try and give people a hand if they wanted it with how to cook certain stuff. Unfortunately, my content's not the viral type. I'm more sort of, I try and be useful and factual and just sort of share cooks and help people out. But I'm just getting so many DMs from people asking for desperate help. I don't understand the logic, right? Maybe someone could tell me in the comments, who buys a $3,000 barbecue, right? Like a Trimal or a Z Grill or a Big Green Egg or whatever. Who buys a $3,000 barbecue? Hey, Gil, how are you? And then buys it and then assembles it that night and then expects to cook a $300 Wagyu brisket perfectly for their first smoking cook ever, and then like wonders why it fucks up. I don't understand this logic. I don't know if anyone can tell me this, but and then they end up in the DMs at 11 o'clock at night saying, please help me, I don't know how to cook it. People with too much money. That's right, people with too much money. Maybe they're using all that money from the viral videos that they've got on ad spend, I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, I will probably jump off very soon unless anyone has any last minute questions about a Christmas cook or something that they've seen me cook that they would like to know more about. Because God knows no one needs to hear me rambling on and on and on. And then if feedback from this one's good or people have questions later on, then more than happy to jump on again. G'day, Travis. How you doing? And yeah, if anyone's got any questions, I'll give this like another minute. Facebook pays well. Good old Zuck. He's glad to hear you're getting something out of it. I never managed to get Facebook to work, so... I actually never liked posting on Facebook. It was always embarrassing because my mum was the only person commenting on all my posts, so I kind of stopped. Maybe I should have kept up with that if it pays well. All right, cool. I'm going to jump off now. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Thank you for the playful messages, Steak Lad, and everyone. I hope some of that info has helped someone. At the very least, I talked about how to do a brisket, so when someone messages me at 11 o'clock at night, Christmas Eve, I will just point them to this video. Thanks, guys. Take care. Merry Christmas. All the best. Cheers, guys.